by Detroit's Mayor Mike Duggan, Democrat, who's running for governor, by the way, of Michigan as an independent. So that gives us a good conversation, I think, in a moment for our audience as well. I thought I could start, though, with the president of Michigan today on the tariffs. What's the impact in the city of Detroit as you see it from these tariffs down the line?
Well, Detroit's in the middle of a major recovery. We've got people moving back, hotels moving back, restaurants moving back. And the biggest reason is our manufacturing boom. We've added 10 new manufacturing plants in the last 10 years. And the biggest was a 5,000 employee, $2 billion Jeep Grand Cherokee plant. And so what's happening on tariffs is central to Detroit's continued recovery, and it sounds like the details today are a step in the right direction. Whereas
Trump is going to give him a bit of a break, in terms of the parts. He actually explained it. He was on his way there to the helicopter a short time ago before he gets to Michigan and talked about why he's doing that. Take a listen.
We just wanted to help them during this little transition, short term, and during this little, if they can't get parts, it has to do with a very small percentage. If they can't get parts, we didn't want to penalize them. And you have a 1-year period, and then they have an extra year, but it's for a very, very small part of the car. Basically, they're paying 25%.
Just the 25, as opposed to adding on to it, Mayor, which, we've talked about it on the show, too, so our viewers probably know. Auto parts going back and forth over the borders, that would have been very, very complicated, right? Would have hurt these automakers?
So, yeah, you have to understand, I look out my window in downtown Detroit and I see Canada.
Yeah.
We've got several assembly plants in southeastern Michigan, and they just built a new bridge for all the parts because Ontario is very much a part of our supply chain. They're going back and forth all the time. So you put a tariff on Canada, you put a tariff on Michigan. And so the Chinese, the Mexican tariffs, there's a lot of Michigan people support those. Those could help build manufacturing. But it would have really hurt the Michigan economy. I know that Mary Bauer and Bill Ford have been talking directly to the president, and it sounds like he took a step in a good direction to make sure our plants weren't hurt.
CEOs at GM and Ford, funny enough, GM said today we can't give a forecast for the future because there's so much uncertainty. So I want to go back to your earlier point, because you're talking about manufacturing coming back, and you as mayor have played a role in that. And, you just talk about some of these plants coming back into the city of Detroit and what have you. So what is the role of tariffs in that? Seems like you're a bit mixed on it. You see in some ways it helps, and you just have to be careful. Describe what you think should happen versus what's happening.
Well, you don't have to explain to the people of Michigan how bad the trade agreements have been over the years. They've hollowed out our manufacturing base. The way Detroit came back was, I went to the auto companies and said, we're going to be predictable. We have vacant land. We will speed up your permits. We will help you source your workers. Long-term, build your plants here, and it'll be stable. And that's how I landed 10 plants in 10 years. Tariffs can work if there's predictability and stability to them, but a Jeep plant, for example, is $2 billion, 3 years to build, and you got to hire 5,000 people.
Right.
You're not going to move that for a policy that might change in 6 or 12 months. And so I think the sooner we get to a permanent agreement with Canada, the better off the Michigan economy is.
What do you say to the people? We've had a lot of the financial types, Wall Street people and others, economists, all kinds of people coming on the show and say this is a pipe dream, this idea that you're going to bring manufacturing back, broadly speaking, not just the auto industry, from overseas. What do you say to that argument?
Well, I don't agree with that at all. We have seen manufacturing coming back to this country over the last decade. Now, it's coming back for a lot of reasons. Wages have gone up in Mexico. Robotics have improved efficiency in U.S. plants, et cetera. But I think the right tariffs, particularly in Mexican and Chinese products, with some kind of long-term commitment, absolutely can help manufacturing in America. Tariffs on Canadian auto parts is only going to hurt.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.